The video you are about to see is for entertainment purposes only. If you would like to learn self-defense or any martial art, please seek the instruction of a certified instructor. You recording?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Welcome back to Best Academy of Martial Arts. This is our new video where we're going to be talking about the do's and don'ts of gun defense and gun disarms. Now, what I'm not going to be doing in this video is telling you how to disarm an opponent. I'm going to be doing a video in the future talking about do's and don'ts for first-time martial arts instructors, where one of the things is actually don't upload techniques to online. Like don't upload it to the internet, because it can be taken a whole bunch of different ways. I'll get into that in a future video. But what I am going to be showing you today is principles within techniques that I've seen in the past that are good and that are bad, so that whenever you're learning a new disarm, you can evaluate it better. It's kind of like taking an art appreciation class, right? You take art appreciation class, you go to an art gallery and you go, I never thought about it that way. So maybe you'll get something like that out of this. First off, let me just say that whenever you're doing gun disarms, that this is obviously supposed to be a last resort. I don't advise anyone to actually try and disarm a live gun from an attacker. I think that goes without saying, but I just wanted to go ahead and give that out there. So the first thing you want to do is you definitely want to get your hands the same level as the gun. Showing submissiveness, you don't want to show any sort of aggression. You want to get your hands as close as possible to the gun without actually causing distress or and also trying to de-escalate the situation. Don't, however, get your hands so close that it's obvious what you're doing. Make sure getting out of the path of the bullet is your first priority. That is the #1 thing you want to do. You don't want to be waiting around and kicking them first or punching them first or anything like that. Get out of the way. Don't ever bring a gun back through your body. If you're ever being told to bring a gun back through your body, throw it out. It's garbage, trash technique. Because once you get out of the way of the gun, that's good. You're in the clear. You do not want to bring it back. You don't want to bring yourself through the danger zone. Keep your technique as easy and simple as possible. Simplicity is absolutely key. You want it to be something that you can drill over and over and over. It's not something you want to have to memorize and think about, oh, which digit of the finger does this, blah, blah, blah. You don't want to think about that. It needs to be easy, concise, and quick. Something you can drill. Don't overcomplicate the technique. You don't want to add a bunch of steps to it. It's not something that you want to make 15 steps long, because guess what? Every step that you add makes a new problem, a new situation that could go wrong, right? So you want to keep it easy, keep it simple. This one's going to be a bit controversial, and if you disagree with me, I'd love to hear your comments, but for this video, I'm going to say rotate the gun out of the hand. Move the gun towards the opening of the fingers. You don't want to rotate it into the finger. The argument I hear a lot is, I want to break the person's finger. Well, that's great, but now you still have a broken finger lodged in the trigger guard, right? My biggest thing is I want to get the gun away from the person as fast as possible. So I rotate out of the hand. Don't ever lose control of the wrist, because if you lose control of the wrist is one of the most flexible joints in the body. It can move around kind of in a bubble, right? So if you lose control of the wrist, well, you're gonna get shot. Do learn 1 or 2 techniques for every situation. Gun to the side, gun to the head, gun to the chest, gun from behind. Learn 1, maybe 2 techniques for each of those situations, and then drill them. Make them muscle memory. You don't want to be thinking. It's not a thinking game at that point. It needs to come naturally. And the only way that's going to happen is to learn 1 technique and do it. Like Bruce Lee said, fear not the man who's practiced 1,000 kicks once. Fear the man who's practiced 1 kick 1,000 times. Don't try to reinvent the wheel when it comes to gun disarms. There's a lot of great techniques out there. Don't try and be fancy. It's not about fanciness. It's about quick. It's about being effective. And sometimes that's not going to be the most flashy technique, right? You need to get it out of their hands, quick, fast, easy, and yeah, that's about it. Do always use your closest hand. Don't try to get around with your other hand to get to the other side. It's always important to just use the closest hand you've got to get the gun out of the way. Just get it out of the way. Closest hand. Don't do all this. Don't try to get to the other side with your other hand. It doesn't work. Don't ever kick a gun. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna knock a gun out of someone's hand with your foot. It doesn't work like that. Don't kick a gun. don't kick a gun. Lastly, I just want to wrap up this video by saying it's a judgment call. Some people might disagree with some of the points I brought up in this video, and that's fine. I'd love to hear your side of the story. Please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. But like I said at the beginning of the video, when it comes to gun disarms, it is a last choice type of thing. It's not something that you should want to do. It's a very scary and very real situation. And the more prepared for it, the better off you'll be. So, like I said, if this is something that you're interested in, learn a technique, drill it, drill it, drill it. It'll become not fun after a while, but if you're truly interested in protecting yourself, that's what you have to do. If you're being taught something and you go, I don't know about this, trust your gut and do some research. I'm not telling you to call your instructor out or call your master out or anything like that, but perhaps you can take it with a grain of salt or even tweak it for yourself a bit. I know that there are certain techniques that I've been taught over the years by people that I highly respect that I have tweaked because they work better for me. And that's something to take into account too, is how well does it work for you as an individual? Because some techniques work better for some people than they do for others. So I hope this video was educational or made you think in some capacity. I enjoyed making it, and be sure to subscribe. I'm trying to get weekly videos out there, so your support is highly appreciated. And I'll see you next time. Peace. Don't kick a gun.